What is going on, Summit Esports? We have not seen our Summit team in a long while, but on their inaugural season, they are already in the semifinals. I am Proton Plat Player, joined by special guest and Summit Esports cast regular Gargoomba. Gargoomba, how you feeling about our Summit team?
Honestly, if you asked me earlier in the season, I wouldn't have felt as confident, mostly because there's been a lot of schedule changes and like a lot of substitutes, and there's been just a lot of ups and downs on the team early on. I'm sure if you ask them, any of them, like they probably didn't play to the best of their strengths at the time, but after toughing it out through a lot of scrims and successfully going through the gauntlet of the Metashift Swiss playoffs, I can safely say that like they're a lot better compared to what they started at, and just going off of the team that we, or just going off of this team in particular, because I had to play against them. I'm pretty sure I could be lying, uh, but I think with how we've restructured our team as well as the strategies that we've been practicing in scrims, or at least they have been, anyways. Uh, they're gonna give them a good run of their money. I think we probably have like a really nice chance of winning though. So let's hope that my faith is not misplaced.
For sure, for sure. Coming into this, just from an outside perspective, Nine-Tailed Fox Venom definitely the favored team here. So many sports has struggled in Metashift, but they ran the gauntlet. They went 2-0. They won in the quarterfinals, and now they're here to face off. And we already see the Hui picked up. Hui, I hate that champion. How do you feel about that champion?
I have mixed opinions about that champion. I think he's very versatile. Obviously, with the ability to have 9 different abilities, technically, he sets up a lot for his team, as well as being able to sort of slot in for whatever you need for an AP mage. Uh, but at the same time, as you said, I also kind of hate that champion for what he can do. You know, freaking unending despair and a severing bolt, and you're just dead after 100% HP. It's kind of annoying.
Well, enough complaining about that. Let's look at our first two picks here for Summon Esports. Already the bot lane being picked, and this is kind of just the quintessential Goblin Altaris lane. You pick to get the Jinx ahead, supportive support, Enchanter support, I should say. And then perhaps a carry jungler for Morn. We do see that the Ornn was banned out, so David DV4 VP is going to have to pick something else. Could be like a Mordekaiser or something, but J4 on the other side though, always just a easy blind jungler. And really, I think this B3 is going to define how the rest of this draft goes.
Yeah. J- it's a very, as you said, classic Jinx pick for Rob. It's one of his main comforts for blind picking, and even then, if it's not blind, he'll still pick it as a counter pick just because he really thinks the champ's strong. Uh, don't really have too many words to say about Garrett on Janna. I think the Janna is a really safe pick. It helps it helps with any disengage that might happen. Uh, Especially into a Jarvan, that Tornado and Ultimate is going to be really useful to push him away from the Jinx. But I do have to say though that Jarvan is a bit of like a sleeper tilter for some of these sports, just because the champions' gank patterns and late game utility are just really annoying to the way that they want to play these games, and getting caught out in a Jarvan ultimate is going to be really rough, especially since with Hui he can do the well, I don't know the specific name, but it's the QW or QE. He can get that landed into the J4 pit, and there's just going to be a lot of passes being procced.
For sure. And we see that Morn is actually going for Xin Zhao, a bit more of a utility jungler. Just trying to play for the team. We see the Seraphine set get banned out. And again, I mentioned this Mordekaiser pick for DV4 VP, but seems that Venom doesn't want to give him the chance. We'll ban that out.
Yeah, the Mordekaiser buffs that happened this patch are definitely very substantial. Getting 1 second off Q early game is really good for farming and for trading. And being unable to cleanse the ultimate is also just another really strong stat check for the champion. And since David has been playing it quite a bit, it's a really safe ban for what Ninetales Fox wants to do.
And Psy's Zoe banned out as well. I haven't seen Psy's Zoe, but I'm sure if it's getting banned out, it must be pretty good. And again, you can ban out a bazillion tanks, but still, there's always one more. Malphite picked here for the top lane, and they're the R5 for Psy. They really, Summit Esports really wants to make sure that Psy is able to get ahead into this mid lane. Really wants to pick something that will succeed into this way. Or maybe they think that it could be a Hwei support, and this is why they're saving it.
Yeah, Hwei support is a pretty niche pick. I'm not saying that it's impossible to play it though, but it's very niche. But it could also be another inverse where it's Hwei ADC and Senna support, which would be a bit of a hassle just overall to figure out where he's going. Since, Hwei is really versatile, so leaving Sai as our 5 pick is a really smart move, especially since David doesn't really need a counter pick for top lane. And since Malphite's just a really solid choice for, the Silas. That's a bit of an issue with R4ing Malphite, but I'm sure they'll be able to pull through with that.
So you think that this... Oh, I guess you're just thinking about the ultimate. I was thinking when you said that it would be a Silas top lane, but no, it looks like this will be an Udyr top lane, Silas mid lane, and yeah, send a Hwei bot.
Yeah, that looks like what's going to be happening.
Who knows? Maybe it's a Silas support, but Vigar picked here. And Vigar should be able to bully out this Silas with that cage and just be able to farm up and hopefully negate this Silas, not let him get very ahead. So, overall, Mr. Gargoomba, which draft do you like better?
That's a tough one. I do like Venom's draft mostly because they really want to have these 5v5s on lock. If any single person on Summit Esports gets picked, it's just going to be really disastrous for them to try to gather back out, because outside of Janna and Vigar, there's not a lot of tools to prevent those catches from being from happening. However, on the flip side, you could also say the same for some esports with the Jin Zhao, Malphite ults, or hey, the Vigar baby cage works both ways. If they're able to catch out any of their members, it's going to be a huge blast for Jinx to start getting her passive going. But I'm still leaning more partially towards Venom's draft, but I think whoever makes the first move between either team in a team fight is probably going to win it out.
All right, and with that, we will take it to a brief intermission while we wait for the draft or the champ select and the spectator delay, but do not go anywhere. Remember, Summit Esports, we want these guys to win. We want to prove that Summit is a legitimate team, a legitimate contender. And Gargoomba, give us your best motivation before we take it to a break.
All right, Summit Esports, they always say, it's a huge mountain ahead of us, and it always takes the first step. We may have some issues coming in. There could always be the freak snowstorm. There could always be some health issues, but that doesn't stop us. We will keep climbing until we reach the peak, and we will not stop. So let's get it, Summit Esports.
Very motivational, very allegorical, thank you. And we'll take it to a break. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are getting straight into the action here with game 1 of this Metashift Xenon series. Already we have some invades going on. We got some people hiding in brushes. I'm Proton Plat Player, joined by Gargoomba once again. Hopefully our summit team does not get caught here. Oh, the abduct misses.
Silas threaded the needle there, really. Honestly, he should be playing for a freaking football team. That was a field goal.
Goal!
Yeah, Sai definitely wanted to push up as far as he could, or as far as they could, sorry. Because, you know, Figar wants as many early stacks as possible, and judging by the fact that they are going the Comet build, they probably have mana flow as well, so getting as many of those stacks going as fast as possible is pretty beneficial for trying to keep Figar in lane longer.
For sure, and we see that the bot lane for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom just hiding in here, threatening something.
They might have a feeling. Never mind. With how long Hui cooldowns are, I feel like if they try to fight that a little bit longer, they might have won. But it's better to be safe than sorry. Yeah. It's really just gonna be who can scale faster, because if we can get Jinx going on the get-go, then it's gonna be really hard for Senna to do much up until like 30 minutes. But at the same time, if Senna gets ahead real quickly, then it's gonna be really difficult for Rob to start playing the game. And as you know, with typical Rob fashion, that would just mean split pushing for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, split pushing for the next 15 minutes, that's true. I mean, but that's a valid strategy if you were a Jinx, because I've seen many a time where Jinx just tries to fight early and then, you know, dies 3 times and then is useless for the rest of the game. But as we can see, Doran's Ring start here for this Udyr, just shoving in DV for VP. And, you know, with this, if this Udyr goes to the Andres like this, Malphite's gonna have a very difficult time sustaining in this lane. So, smart pick there. But so far, it looks like all these lanes are going pretty even, or at least neutral for the most part. There is shove on both sides of the top and the bot lane for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom, though.
The Udyr did shove the wave so that he could get a cheater recall. And because Malphite literally just doesn't have wave clear up until a certain point, Udyr makes use of that by, you know, Phoenix dancing over and over again, and now he has a Ruby Crystal on top of the Malphite. So hopefully David doesn't look for any extended trades because there's just a huge stat disadvantage right now. I say that as he freaking slaps him in the face with grass, but you know, there's only so much that can happen up top lane. It looks like Morn wants to probably look for a bot gank. We do see that the Venom's J4 is warding up Raptors, so he's going to be trying to track Morn as much as possible. And in the instance that, if you can see on the minimap, that Vigar is pushed around the mid point of the
Oh,
mid.
we're about to have some action here, perhaps, and never mind. Wei just does Wei things, roots up the Xin Zhao. Sai might get collapsed on here. Has to be really careful of this J4, but is able to make it to the turret, so no threat on them. And again, just 2 failed ganks from both sides.
Wait, David is slapping the hell out of this Udyr. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, oh my, wait, DV,
Oh no, this
DV.
Oh!
That's not what you want to see if you're inside of some of these sports.
Hey, I respect the effort. Unfortunately, Turtle's hyper stance was a little too strong for Malphite DPS. Blue side does know that Morn is bot side because of the Ward and Tribush, so hopefully they might be able to do something about it, or at least the J4. It looks like he's running straight bot. Yeah, our bot lane's getting kind of poked out right now, especially since Sway and Senna kind of outrange the Janna Jinx.
I mean, they have enough prio to be able to get this first Drake, which is good. You saw those 3 caster minions got pulled by the side of 9-tailed Fox Venom, but that's not really going to set up that big of a freeze. The Wei is TPing back, though, so this will not be able to get shoved in from the side of Summit. And this J4 is just in here, but Morn and Alturas are kind of low. This is such a dangerous position.
You know, the Chemtech Drake is just railing him right now, especially since, you know, the lower the... Oh, the flash from the Silas secures the kill on Alturas.
Along chains, and the Janna falls as well, and the Drake is taken. That is as bad as a start as some esports could get. Very well played by 9-tailed Fox Venom.
Yeah, the Jarvan honestly got into a really good position because Chemtech Drake shoots faster when it's at lower HP. And as you saw, the
is
Drake
about
was
to
at,
get
like,
dove here. The rocket comes through. This is going to be a Sai TP, but can Sai get anything? I don't think so. The J4 does go under the turret. Might have been an overcommit. Beautiful knockup by Alturas. That will be a kill secured by Sai. Now Sai and Alturas and Morn can chase for some more, but this Wei just has so much utility alongside the damage.
Yeah, that was really well played from Venom. They set up the Silas and the Senna in the back line. That's a lot of damage. But you know, they set it up perfectly so that Rob was stuck in between everyone, and they let Sway, who was at full HP, to tank the tower first, and let Silas pick up the kill super easily. Unfortunately, J4 overcommitted just a little bit under tower after Sai TP'd, but I think overall going like 3 for 1 for Venom was a very satisfactory result.
Definitely was better for 9-tailed Fox Venom, especially getting that turret, or not the turret, the Drake, excuse me. Already an early lane swap here, but no plates really taken on either side. Maybe a few for 9-tailed Fox Venom, but this is going to be very difficult for Summit Esports because already they're a scaling team, they're 2k behind. They gotta either stem the bleeding or find some advantages of their own. Warren should be hitting level 6 here very soon, though.
It's a little rough for Summit to try to get some XP right now and stop the bleeding, especially since every single one of their champions wants to shove and roam for all these objectives. And as Morn, who wants to be making these aggressive plays earlier than usual, not being able to get anything out of any of the lanes because they're losing Cryo is just really difficult for him, especially on the Jin Zhao, which doesn't really scale too well into late game. So really all Summit can try to do is, as you said, stem the bleeding as much as possible by just picking up gold and hoping that mid game goes really well for them, because late game is just going to be really rough.
Late game, yeah, I mean, I did mention the scaling on the side of some of these sports, but I mean, Hui, Silas, Senna, and I mean, like, Udyr all have pretty decent scaling on the side of Ninetale Fox Venom, so really, this could go either way. Goblin really has to try and find some kills here, but is already just getting poked down. The Unending Despair does miss, so this is an opportunity for Morn. Finds the W, could hop in, but the Senna is just providing too much utility. There will be a flash from the Flame, but Goblin is really low. Morn is going to get snared up, and now this is the counterattack. Oh no, Pokken and Sai are facing off, but that big Vigor ultimate will get stolen away. Nothing to find on either side, though.
Yeah, Morn tried to wait out the exhaust that got popped on him, but unfortunately because Senna and Hui were just super far, as well as just having a lot of utility.
Oh no, Sai!
Oh no!
That's the power of the Silas. You just have to be careful. You get caught up, you're gone.
What are your thoughts on how Silas is being built nowadays? Because back then he used to be a Conqueror Bruiser, and you'd run like Everfrost and a lot of other health items, but now it's just a lot of burst items. Like, from what I can tell, it's usually like a mix of Storm Raiders or Storm Surge, Shadow Flame, Cosmic Drive. It's just you're going in to one-shot somebody, and then hopefully you live because of your W.
Well, you know what they say, death is the best form of CC, right?
It's true. That's where Assassin Poppy came to play.
Assassin Poppy, that's a classic right there. So
Dark Harvest, Eclipse, and all of that. It was funny.
yeah, 3K gold lead here. Actually, I can't. 2.2K gold lead. No, 3K gold lead. Sorry.
It is a 3K goal.
Yes.
You were right the first time.
And Just Too Hard is getting poked down here by, I believe this might be Q Max Malphite, and now Just Too Hard will ghost away. Will avoid the gank. Morn will clear it out though. But this opens up the Drake for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom.
Oh. Looks like Garrett had to flash away over there because Hui is just in a really strong position right now. I think if he gets a good EW EQ combo off perfectly, then it's just going to be really disastrous for Janna right now, especially since how squishy she is. Yeah, there's not a lot that's looking too good for someone right now.
Alturis is hiding in this brush, might be able to push him. Oh, this is actually beautifully played by Alturis. Knocks up the Hui. The Flame, though, might actually kill Goblin. Goblin will get killed and will get picked up by Alturis on the other side, though, but that is not what you want to have happen.
Yeah, Alturis was in a really great spot. They didn't scan it at all or ward it. Unfortunately, it's just the Flame is in a really strong spot right now. She had I don't know if she had the Serrated Dirk before or after, but considering how Jinx didn't have the Noon Quiver at that point, it was just a really unfortunate circumstance where, you know, both of them are 1v1ing, but because Jinx doesn't do as much damage currently compared to Senna, he does end up dying for it, and it also kind of just didn't help that Summit sort of split their focus there. It looks like Alturis wanted to go for the play because he thought that the Senna would have been picked off easily instead of Morn, but as you saw, they had to trade 1-for-1 instead. Looks like you know, the Venom is picking up the grubs. I believe that makes it 6 grubs, actually.
Yeah,
so.
6 grubs. 6 grubs for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. And now this split push from the Udyr is going to become very annoying. And yes, the laundries and Boots of Swiftness picked up, so DV4VP is not going to have a fun time. He's just going to get the turret taken down. And Goblin is just getting poked under the turret by Senna and by Hui. You can't even exist under your turret.
Yeah, the range on both of those champions right now is super substantial, and considering how Goblin has to start farming.
Oh, Sai is here. Once they get a kill, the Mist will save the flame for a little bit, but not for long. The Unending Despair does not connect. Now, Pokken wants to go in. Nice pushback from Alturas. The claw will not come through from the Hui, and now Sai will just be away.
It did look like Phil wanted to possibly take another fight. As you saw, he did take the Hextech Gate, and he could have been in a good position to look for a
Morton
dive.
just too hard coming in. And Sai will TP in as well, but Pokken is still here, has the Malphite ult. And when this cage goes down, you better believe that Pokken wants to go in. And it will be flashed by Sai, but DV goes in, but the team follow-up is not there. We'll get trapped, have to flash away. This Herald just runs away, resets. Oh, the cage doesn't come through. The rocket misses, and now Goblin might be in some trouble while Alturas is there. Alturas is shown, so therefore Goblin has to be so careful. Alturas dodges the chains, and Phil actually goes in, but there's no support from the team. It has to flash away. So many flashes being used. Now the TP coming in from Bangadon, and now it's going to be a 4v4 up here in the top lane around the Herald. Who will die? That is the question. It looks like the Udyr will die. The J4 will die. The Silas will probably die. No, but it's a Xin Zhao first. Alturas will use the Tornado. Will slow, but Pokken is going to come through, but is not able to heal first. But now the Flame is up here to just clean up Sai. And overall, I have no idea how many people died on either side, but it looks like it was a 2 for 3, I believe.
Yeah, it was a 2 for 3. So that's a really good fight for Summit Esports. Unfortunately, Jinx was not able to, join the fight, as you saw earlier, before Bangadong and the Flame moved up towards the Rift Herald. They absolutely chunked out Goblin, and so he was forced to recall. So even though he does have the wave pushing into the bot tower now, forcing Bangadong and Flame to lose a lot, Goblin also just wasn't able to participate, and as a Jinx, you want to try to get
Lorne
as
is
much
out
gold
for
as
blood,
possible.
and so is Alturas. Bangadon and the Flame might be in trouble. Looks like, yeah, the Flame flashes through the cage, still dies, and Pokken will take out Morn. And oh my god, this Udyr is just doing so much damage. It's ridiculous. Just too hard. Is not very tanky, though. We'll have to run away. But this cage comes through. Beautiful cage from Sai. And now DV wants blood. He will get the blood that he wants, the solo kill king. But he might pay for it with his life. Phil doesn't actually have the E, just uses the Q. The cage comes through, but not able to find any return kills. The Sentinel ult is used, but does not pick up Goblin. But
Ooh,
whatever equation,
Severing Bolt is so
is that what it's called?
dumb.
Severing Bolt picks it up. And what is going on in this game, Gar?
It's a mess of who can poke each other first. Like I said, whoever makes the first engagement is usually the one who wins. Respect to DV4VP for, solo ulting the Udyr as soon as he got chunked down. Unfortunately, because he was so far away from the team, especially being zoned off by Packen, just wasn't able to get any assistance.
Sai's gonna get caught, is gonna get killed. The exhaust will be used, so maybe that is some sort of opportunity for Summit Esports, but no. The Flame, even though the Flame's really low, and no threat here. And now this is a 504 Hui, 413 Silas.
Magic Resist is up in stocks, baby. But yeah, also, one thing to know is that when Goblin did get picked off, I don't think Bangadon knew where he was until the Dawning Shadow was used, because as you know, Dawning Shadow reveals a huge path as it gets fired. So they probably didn't expect Severing Bolt to reach from mid tower, and because he might have been window shopping, but Goblin gets picked off by the single target Severing Bolt, and it's just a recipe of disaster for that.
Oh no, Alturas!
Oh my god.
So remember what I was talking about? The death is the best form of CC?
Yeah.
Yeah, Goblin should just get picked up here. Oh, Bangadon just KS's. And now this is looking like a 5.5k gold lead here for the side of Ninetales Fox Venom. It's going to be an uphill battle for Summon Esports for sure. Just too hard? DC? No, just baiting it out. Oh,
never mind. They paused. I thought that was some mega bait or something, bro. He was doing like a trick 2G, S key spam. But turns out he was actually just, disconnected. But looking at current game state, it's looking pretty rough for Summon Esports. Oh, and we're back.
And just too hard. Ghosting away, but ghosting back in. He realizes how strong he is. A little bit of a pause. But as we can see, Pakin is going to be TPing in from the bot lane to that brush. Whenever this decides to unpause, you know?
Oh, am I not going crazy?
It's because of the spectator delay.
Gotcha,
Jinx rocks it comes through, but
did it go through Udyr?
No, it went through the Herald.
Okay, I thought it went through Udyr. No,
I mean,
I thought it was tripping.
You can I can understand how you could confuse Udyr for a Herald. They're both basically mini bosses, but
it's true. And hey, you might do additional damage if you hit him from behind, but you never know.
Huh?
What? You ever play Dark Souls?
Okay, anyway, DV for VP is very tanky, but still has to respect this gank. Will flash. And now, with a 6k gold lead, Sai is actually flashing forward, but was that the right choice? We'll have to see. Another Jinx Rocket misses. Morn will pick up Bangadon, but that is the shutdown going onto the jungler. Now Alturas has to run away. Morn will play keep away. 2 rewards placed, but will get control awarded. Pakin wants blood, though, and will force out a lot of cooldowns. Goblin might be overextended, but Alturas saves his ADC. The TP coming in from DV4VP, now with a freshly minted Kanik Rooker. We'll have to see as any action comes through, but I think both of these teams have had enough fighting for at least 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think Bangadon actually got thrown off by Sai just walking forward. If you take a look at Sai's items, they did go for the Shirelia's Rush, which has been, increasingly popular as people start figuring out how strong Shirelia's is. Which, in case you don't know, Shirelia's is like 2,600 gold, maybe 2,800, but it gives you like 60 AP, a bunch of move speed, and CDR. Which is insane for a mage who has issues with movement speed. So, if you remember the old days of Shirelia's, or not Shirelia's, but like Spooky Ghost GLP Vigar, it kind of follows. Actually, no. Let's revert that. Not that. If we did the Predator Vigar build, like back when Predator was really strong, these Shirelia's kind of reenacts that. So Sai is able to just run down targets with the
speaking
Shirelia's.
of running down targets, Pakin might be in a little bit of trouble here. Cage will come through, but I do not think this is going to save Pakin. Oh no, the shutdown goes over to Alturas. TPs are coming through, and now Summon Esports is in a poor position. Sai will get taken down eventually, probably? Probably. Yeah. And Bangadon wants to take out Morn as well, but Morn will be saved. Or will just be safe. But now this is good Drake positioning for the side of Ninetales Fox Venom. Should just be able to pick it up and take the soul.
Yeah, Pack installed super long for the rest of his team to catch up, especially with the aggressive guard being stolen from the Shinzao. That ability is really strong against what they try to send at him, because Morn would be the only one who can frontline at that point.
Oh, Phil's hiding in the brush. Just knocks up Morn.
It's not looking too great for some of these sports. Two of their members are chunked down to half HP.
The
Silas
Malphite ult
takes
on the
Malphite
Silas.
ult.
Don't group up! Don't group up!
Oh,
No! That's not what you want to see, and it's going to be a little bit of a wipe here. Morn is going to get taken out. Sai's going to get taken out. DV is going to take a little longer to get eliminated, but this should be an ace. This is going to be Hextech Soul. This is going to be a push on all the lanes here for the side of Ninetales Fox Venom, and if you're Summit Esports, you just gotta take it back to the drawing board for game 2.
that is a Silas player's like dream ultimate right there. They got the Malphite ultimate, and Packen waited just until he was out of vision before he Malphite ulted, or at least attempted to Malphite ult 3 members. I believe Morn was able to flash out successfully, but Goblin and Alterus were caught in the crossfire and immediately bursted down. And especially with the ace, they are not so many sports. Ninetales Fox pushes their gold lead to almost 10k at this point.
Almost 10k with Hextech Soul and Baron on the table. I mean, Hui and Udyr with Hextech Soul is that's some like 9th level of hell sort of punishment right there to play against. So if this Baron gets taken, I do think it's pretty much is deuces for Summit Esports. But again, this is a best of 5 series, and there's definitely time for adaptation. Lots of professional teams do, go down 0-2 and then, look really bad, and then they make it a reverse sweep. So anything can happen in this series. But again, strong positioning here for Ninetales Fox Venom.
Tail crashes into the tier 2 mid lane. And looks like they might try for the second one. Oh, nope, never mind. Do not give Udyr drifting licenses.
DV4VP is just caught sleeping in that brush.
I think he was looking for a TP.
Yeah, I think he was too. And Pokken, I think... Okay, Pokken doesn't want any of that smoke with the rock. But...
yeah, if he... Malphite currently has like 200 something in magic resist right now. As much as he would love to get another free solo kill for his Dark Steel, I think trying to fight the Malphite right now is a little more of a daunting task that's needed.
Looks like there's trying to be a steal here for Morn. Can Morn get it? Morn got it! Morn got it! Morn got it! Maybe this is the comeback! This is the comeback. Morn will fall. DV4VP will fall. Bangadon has a huge shield. Sai is looking for a kill. And Sai will find the kill, but now the rest of Summit Esports might be in trouble. Double kill already for Pokken. And now Summit Esports has to get away with the Baron buffs they have remaining. 2 versus 4. Pokken, oh my goodness, he is going deep. But he does a lot of damage. Oh.
That Q went half health Alterus. That was insane.
Oh. And now Pokken just be able to abscond away.
Oh my god, great steal from Morn. It definitely delays the game for some of these sports to hopefully get some gold back, but it's still looking really rough. Having to deal with both Hextech Soul and 6 Scrubs shoving down their base every second.
Hey, also some good news. Magi Soul Stealer on Bangadon, but he died in that fight, so he only has 2 pages in that book now.
That is a good sign for them, but as you know, Hui can just get assists super easily. So
Sure. But
hopefully the rest of these fights will go towards some of these sports way, but that Metashift is going to stack up real fast.
But also, some good news from this. With the Baron steal, there's not a huge threat of the push, at least for the current moment. 2 minutes on this Elder Drake, and I think if the Elder Drake can get stolen, there is an opportunity for the comeback. It is a very long shot for Summit Esports, but it is a possibility.
Yeah. Some of these sports aren't out of this game just yet, but it is going to be a really tough hill to climb. Especially since it looks like Pokken really wants to catch up Morn.
Morn.
No.
This is, you know, what happens when a jungler tries to farm a laner CS, so... Yeah, Morn will get taken...
Flash there.
He will be up in time, and there are Hex Gates, but still... Very, very bad for Summit Esports. Good luck there for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom.
Yeah, losing the flash there is a little bit of a grief move, especially he knows that his team is currently in his base. There's no way he's going to be able to really get out of it, so losing flash right before a potential Elder Drake steal is going to make trying to get the objective a lot harder than it needs to. I will also point out, though, that the Veigar currently has 3 items. They are still very strong in this game right now. So
yeah, Crippling completed lots of magic penetration. Sai could be the saving grace of this game. Gets a nice cage, but is just getting poked down by this Hex Soul. DV finds a nice knockup, but the stolen Jinx does a lot of damage as well. Alterus will heal up the team. But man, this Hex Soul is just doing so much work for the side of Nine-Tailed Fox Venom.
This Hextech Soul is just 5 different people having Static Shift. Unending Despair into Severing Bolt does not do as much damage as I thought onto Goblin, but that is still a substantial amount of damage, forcing them to back off from the tower. And it looks like Nine-Tailed Fox are going to prepare for the Elder Drake.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with that shove, with just all the damage done, that is really prepped for a pretty safe and secure Elder Drake take. But we'll have to see. Can Morn make it happen again? That is the question.
It's going to be real rough, especially since Just Too Hard is jumping on top of him.
Just Too Hard is going in. And with this Hextech Soul, he is doing a lot of damage while also being very tanky.
Oh no!
And the Cataclysm comes through. And this is going to be 3 kills here for the Flame. Could be a pentakill. No, Bangadon will take it. Now it's just Alterus remaining. And I think with the wave states, this is probably going to be the game here for the side of Nine-Tailed Fox Venom.
Just Too Hard had the perfect setup for getting on top of everyone. They didn't scan the brush behind the Grom, and so since the Blast Cone was probably being waited to use for Morn to jump into the Drake pit, Just Too Hard uses it instead of jumping into the middle of the pack. And as you saw, Packen and Phil were able to just wombo combo knock up 3 people within the Cataclysm. That kind of sealed the fate for some of Esports that game.
For sure, for sure. And that's a hard one to watch if you're a Summit Esports fan, because it looked like it could have been winnable with that Baron Steel. But again, just getting that Hextech Soul was really the thing that really favored the game permanently towards Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. We'll see if Summit Esports can actually come back. Do you have any thoughts on that game before we send it to a brief break?
If I'm Summit Esports, I probably want to try to, mental refresh that game, since that was a bit of a rough one to have to deal with, getting caught out in some unpredictable scenarios, getting towered over all of that. But I'm sure with a little bit of thinking over and maybe drafting some more, I don't know, we'll reverse that point. Let's just say mental refresh. Hopefully we'll be able to get it back together and maybe pull out a dub next game.
welcome back, one and all. We are here for game 2. Summit Esports has opted to take the blue side against Nine-Tailed Fox Venom, who, in a pretty decisive game, took the game 1. We'll have to see if any of these draft adaptations change, but as for introductions, I'm Proton Plat Player, joined by the resident analyst, Gargoomba. Gargoomba, how did you feel about game 1?
Game 1 was certainly a little bit how I expected. I did say that Venom had a better draft in my mind. I do think it still holds up saying that whichever team engages first would typically have the advantage, and it looks like Venom, took that theme to heart and just ran with it as soon as possible. It looks like Summit Esports did opt to choose blue side, which they wanted to lock in the way.
And this is probably not going to be an Altera Hui, so this is definitely a Hui for Sai. Sai does play Hui, so this is going to be a Hui mid B1 here for Summit Esports. See what Nine-Tailed Fox Venom does in response. Probably pick their mid laner, maybe their ADC.
A Lux counterpick. I do think Lux is a good champion right now. I don't think she's broken by any means, but I think with the buff she received like 4 or 5 patches ago where they buffed her like E cooldown or something, she's still a really strong zoning mage, and you can never be too wary with her roaming around the map because one binding can be the life or death of your team.
True, a good Lux is so very frustrating to play against. We are seeing Goblin pick up the Jinx again. We'll have to see if this is accompanied by a support or a top laner or what's going on here. But so far, Summit Esports saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Last game was a fluke.
Yeah, I mean, as we said before, Goblin has a really strong favoritism towards Jinx. And now that they have Lulu as a really strong enchanting enabler, they might be able to run this game a little bit better since, Lulu's going to be able to protect Jinx much more efficiently than Janna, at least for the comp that they have right now.
And J4, once again, speaking of it ain't broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. J4 picked up again, but Lux, Ashe, J4, that's a lot of CC on the side of Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. Lots of pick potential as well. I think that this Sway and this Jinx are gonna, not have a fun time if the timings are not correct here.
Yeah, they have a lot of, lateral engage, and if any of some esports decides to play front back and they group a little too closely to each other, Venom is just going to be on the trigger to punish them ASAP. Looking at bans, Venom is still going to keep the same bans going. They do have the Mordekaiser ban, and looking to play Malphite. Or looking to ban Malphite. Which, they're trying to remove as many tanks as possible so that, DV4 VP is probably going to be stuck on something like maybe Gragas or Gragas.
Maybe Gragas or Gragas.
There could be a Gragas.
Here, let me help you out. Let me go hover the top lane champions here and see if you can figure out what he's gonna play. Maybe he's gonna play Zac. Could play Zac.
Yeah, I instantly eyed the Zac too. He could also play Zion or Volibear, but I think Volibear is a much better champion in jungle currently. And actually, one thing that I should note though is that they have been practicing role swaps, so Sion could be picked here for some of these sports.
Practicing role swaps, you say?
Yeah. Well, not role swaps, lane swaps.
Sion, like you said.
Will it get locked in, though? Also, as a preface for other people who don't know Metashift, currently, Any champion who was released 1 week before this whole playoffs area is disabled right now, so that means Skarner is not able to be picked for the rest of the playoff series.
Oh man, what a shame we can't see that stupid champion get picked. Truly, truly a shame. But the reason that I believe that Nine-Tailed Fox Venom banned the Malphite is because that Lux was 100% a counter pick towards the Sway, was a mid lane pick, and it was confirmed with the Nami. So no Silas coming through, so just ban the Malphite, get rid of it, especially with the J4. But Viego here picked up for Morn, so a little more towards his carry jungling style. And Aatrox to be played against this Scion if this does get locked in. So a little bit of difference, but also a little bit of similarity for some of the esports. Same for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. So I really don't know which way this game could go. It could go either way. But what do you think, Gar?
Well, I do think some esports has a much better draft now, especially since they have a lot of tools to, deal damage across all of their members. But Scion into Aatrox, I think it's a little bit rough for Scion since Aatrox can kind of just like CC him to death with his Darkened Blade. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem since Scion is kind of just building full tank and health later in the game. And as you know, Aatrox kind of only deals or heals based off damage dealt. And if there's a lot of armor on him, there's not going to be a lot of healing. I also like the Viego pick a lot, considering Hoi and Scion are capable of getting picks themselves. So if Viego can start getting resets on any of their squishy backline, then it's going to be a huge chain reaction for some esports to run over this game. But, let's not count out Venom, because they also have a lot of pick potential with Lux, Ashe, Jarvan, Nami, Ultimate, and I don't know what else to say about it, but there's just going to be a lot of battles here and there, and whoever CCs the other first is probably going to be in a great advantage.
Definitely, for sure, this game could go either way, and we will take it to a brief intermission while we wait for the game to start and the spectator delay, and then we will get right into the action. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are getting into this game number 2 here. Nine-tailed Fox Venom did pick up game 1, but we'll see if some of the Esports can strike back. I'm Proton Plat player, joined by Gar Goomba. Gar Goomba, what do you think is going to happen in this level 1? Anything interesting?
Outside of Viego baiting for a possible Scion decimating smash, I don't see too much happening for level 1. You know, Scion might look for a QQ to hopefully stack up their mana flow ban, but I don't think there's that much that's going to happen early on.
A little bit of a 5-point here for Nine-tailed Fox Venom, a stack here for some of the Esports, but nothing happening with this stack here, unless there's going to be some sort of late invade.
They're hugging the wall, it might look like it.
They're going to get spotted out by Just Too Hard if they try to do anything, though. Wait. Wait a second.
Wait, they want to go in.
Wait a second. Okay, they're spotted on that ward, though, but... Oh my goodness, Alturis is just being a menace.
Wait, did he
here.
take the big raptor? No.
No, he didn't take the big raptor. Level 2 here for Phil. And now Goblin is zoning out Just Too Hard, and this is the lane swap here. So, Gar, it looks like we are seeing practice be put into performance, into the actual production here. And now Just Too Hard is not going to get an opportunity to really farm, and we'll have to see what happens.
Currently, I'm a little unfamiliar with how the lane swapping works properly, but as far as I'm concerned,
Oh my goodness! Oh, that, well, I don't think the lane swapping's supposed to work like that.
Oh boy.
And this is actually really tragic too, because Phil took immediate advantage. It's just taking the bot side jungle of so many Esports, and now Morn is gonna respawn, come to this bot jungle, and find that all his camps were taken.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate with how that result happened. Unfortunately, Viego doesn't have a lot of base armor early on, compared to what you might think. And so, because the towers just stacked damage on Lulu first instantly, you know, it only took like 2 tower shots and he was dead from full HP. But
yeah, it was pretty tragic. But I mean, DV4VP is surviving in this top lane. Or, sorry, in this bot lane, but maybe not if he takes damage like that. But again, this does look like this is going to be, you know, getting this Jinx ahead, which is ultimately what Summit Esports wants to do. So even if the, you know, the turret dive failed, and even if DV is going to suffer, I think Summit Esports is willing to make that trade.
Yeah. Especially as I mentioned in draft, Sion is a really safe top lane tank.
Sai gets taken out.
You hate to see it. Jarvan was just waiting over the mid bush just to jump on side after they stepped out of line, but with a nice TP, he won't be missing too much out of lane. But it looks like the Goblin and Alterus already took one plate off a top tower, and that's with the you know, damage barrier.
You say already, meanwhile, I believe, what, 3 plates have been taken bot lane?
You know, it's par for the course. Obviously, the level 1 probably should have turned out a little bit differently to hopefully get Roblin ahead, but oh, Sion Q gives enough safety to where he can farm safely, but you know, losing 3 plates early on is a little bit of a roughie.
I think, yeah. I mean, definitely just the kill XP advantage and the red buff for that extra HP regen just made it a lot easier for Just Too Hard to, you know, survive up there. So it looks like we are going to go back to standard lanes, but now Just Too Hard is 2 levels up already on DV. Does not care. Wants to get this first plate. He is treating DV like he is lunch meat.
Do you ignore your lunch meat?
No, I actually gobble it up.
What's your favorite lunch meat?
I like.
Here comes Jarvan.
I like roast beef. But
Banger choice.
yeah, Sai gets just really good CC layering there by Pocket and Phil. And Sai ultimately with no sums, they knew that Sai had no flash. Was able to pick up the kill.
left the game.
If he did it very briefly because he's back already.
That's crazy. He probably heard the roast beef take.
And now this might be Goblin and Alterus in trouble. Morn is here for the counter gank. Phil will knock up Goblin. Goblin already really low. Will get taken out by Phil. The ignite on the Jarvan. Maybe Morn can find the reset. Maybe this is the opportunity for Morn to get ahead. No, but there's no ultimate. Viego cannot choose the reset, and now we'll just get taken out. We'll get slowed. And this is looking worse and worse for Summit Esports, already 3k down.
Yeah, if Viego had level 6 there to start actually doing his whole ultimate reset stuff, like, that fight could definitely have looked a lot different, but since he is forced to stay as Jarvan for the full 10 seconds, or 8 seconds, or whatever it is, you know, there's only so much he can do when all his abilities are burned.
I think ultimately, Ninetales Plots Venom is just playing these, you know, ganks and fights better. And Summit Esports is going to have to adapt if they want to see success. Gonna have to get their ultimates, and maybe that's where we turn it around.
Yeah, definitely. I will say that it's not like Goblin is out of the fight just yet. He is keeping up even in CS as well as, you know, just not.
Oh no, Alterus.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And with the flash, gets hit by the volley. Will be a Drake over to the side of Summit Esports, but another kill on this Ashe, and now you start to sweat.
Yeah, it is not looking too good. Ashe did get 3 plates worth of gold, as well as just having 3 kills now. It's gonna be rough to try to fight Bangadon earlier on, but the Enchanted Crystal Arrow does get flashed over by Goblin, so really good flash there. He responds in kind with the Mega Death Rocket, but I do not think it landed.
And it looks like there is a mid gank on Puck, and maybe Sai's able to get the kill. No, TV picks up the shutdown. And Goblin will get taken out in the bot lane, so another kill given over, and this bot lane for Ninetale Fox Venom is just getting even more ahead.
Yeah, right before the director cut to it, you saw the flame walked up into the bush that Goblin was in, and he was unable to get the back, and Alturas was also roaming up to ward, so he wasn't able to...
Just too hard. Will Just Too Hard be able to turn this around? No, Morn will get the pickup. Will also steal the body. So, a well-needed kill here for some Esports.
Yeah, Viego definitely wants to try to get items as fast as possible, depending on what he gets, which it might look like a Triforce into Sundered Sky build. He needs all the items he can get in order to help frontline with DV4PB.
Oh no!
Looks like Pocket.
Yeah,
oh my god,
Pocket.
the binding from behind.
And are they going to continue to dive? No. Oh, the Lucent Singularity, or the Final Spark, excuse me. Coming through. Goblin's going to have to recall.
Do you know how to say the German version of it?
Finales Funken? Let me guess, never told you about that?
No. It was from a YouTube short, which, by the way, the YouTube shorts are a bane of my existence, but that's besides the point. Lux looking to clear the wave.
So, 4K gold lead here, about to be a little bit more than that if this bot turret goes down. And Summit Esports is going to have to stop hemorrhaging this gold if they want to, you know, even this up 1-1.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a little similar to how Game 1 went, especially with all the roams that their mid laner has been making into bot lane. But hopefully it won't be as disastrous of an early game. It looks like Phil is going to be hovering bot side, and they secure the first tower. Sai's nailing some hits onto Pakin, but it doesn't look like he's too dissuaded by it.
So, I mean, just a little bit of farming going on. No action so far, but again, we still have more than 1 kill a minute at this current pace.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's the action you love to see, though, yeah?
Action you'll have to see if you're the team that gets the kills. So, I mean, for Ninetale Fox, probably. But for some of these Esports, maybe they want to slow it down, which they're doing a good job of right now. Alturas, though, I feel like is going to be pretty under-leveled at this current trajectory.
Take a look at the map right now, though. Bangadon is actually top lane. They're already committing to a lane swap since they already took first tower bot lane.
Yeah,
so,
they see that that turret has 1 plate left and the Scion is weak, and they say, we're just going to make sure that you get even weaker. But DV doing a good job of clearing the wave for now. Sai will TP mid.
Looks like they might be trying to go for a fight mid. There is a lot of wards around this bot mid river. So, capitalizing on that, looks like Phil is taking the second set of grubs, I think? Or is it Rift Heralds right now?
It is the second set of grubs.
Gotcha. Which, I believe if they took the first set already, it's going to be another...
Yes, they're going to have 6 grubs. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage.
That's just with Malignant Sluts too. That's crazy. Sai wants to get the Seraph's Embrace built as soon as possible. Enchanted Crescent Arrow comes out
Sai.
mid lane.
Yeah, Sai missed that. Okay, that's a lot of way damage right there. That's good.
Wait, was that an EE and QQ?
If you're asking me about Hui's abilities, you're asking the wrong person. Oh no, Goblin.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Oh, directed cam, what are you doing? Can Morn save Goblin? I think the answer is going to be no. The Flash Stone misses. And now this is going to be a punish here. Cataclysm used, but Phil will violently sacrifice his life if he means getting banged on some kills. But no kills coming through from here.
But back in.
Pokken. Oh, Phil. Oh, my goodness. Fearless here. But DV is a tanky boy.
And that's just with 2 health items, too. Like, he doesn't have too many
Oh,
Super Mega Death Rocket.
Goblin trying to steal the Raptors there. Not able to steal any Raptors. Oh, and I guess killed the J4 too.
Now the chickens are the most important part of the meal.
So, about a 6k gold lead here for the side of Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. A good pace for them. And again, this ADC is just getting so far ahead. It's just so very difficult, especially with the 6 grubs. This turret is going to melt very quickly.
Now it's definitely not impossible
Oh
unless
my
that
God.
combo happens.
That was, again, great CC layering there, but maybe Alturas a bit too ambitious, wanting to make sure this mid lane didn't fall.
Yeah, I was gonna say, despite the gold lead that Summit Esports is going to have to catch up to, going off of the last fight, it didn't look like they were losing it that badly, at least from my point of view. Hoi was doing a significant amount of damage even with only like a non-fully completed Ceres at the time. And, you know, since Jinx was also free hitting and Sion was taking a lot more damage than I expected, it's definitely not impossible for them to win these fights, but as you can see, a 6k gold lead with an Ashe and Lux that has a lot of the gold on top of them, it's going to be really rough to try to walk into these, you know, river fights without getting someone blown up instantly.
What needs to happen for Summit Esports is they need to find an opportunity to 5v4 without Just Too Hard being there immediately, and Morn getting a reset on the Ashe. I think that's what needs to happen if they want to succeed in the comeback. But with this Rift Herald, Sai might not be aware of the danger that they are in. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes through. It's just going to be a CC chain. The turret's going to fall. The Cataclysm's going to come through. The final spark, and that's going to be 2 kills here for Bangadon. Alturas might also be in trouble. Oh my goodness, that Aatrox does so much damage with the Sundered... Oh, doesn't even have a Sundered Sky with the Eclipse. And this Rift Herald's coming through. Oh
no!
Alturas will fall, and now this is just going to be a Rift Herald gonna get another charge off too, and this might be the inhibitor turret falling at 17 minutes.
So many grubs on the floor too. David not being able to move for the last 3 seconds because of the Lux and Nami is not going to be able to clear the minions in time. That is, as you said, an inhib tower down.
9,000 gold lead here at 17 minutes. I don't want to say that this is a game 3 angle here for Summit Esports, but... Oh no. Wait, just
Miracles
too
can
hard.
happen, and this might
Miracles
be a
can
miracle.
happen. Yeah, but again, the kill goes over to TV for BP.
Look, he's got a heart steal. He's got to get as much gold
He's got to
as
get the
possible.
stacks.
Listen, it doesn't matter how much your carries are behind. If your tank doesn't die with all that gold, then you are chilling.
Soulpan just said at least someone is lasting longer than Mad Lions.
Oh my god, wait. Watching that game live was so depressing.
I mean, again, if they can find picks and get the kills on carries...
Without getting them picked themselves. Oh, nice cleanse from Goblin.
Nice cleanse from Goblin. I think that hitbox on that Enchanted Crystal Arrow was a little
just
generous.
too hard TP behind, actually.
And just too hard might... Oh my god, the AoE here. Already 2 members down for Summit, 3 members down. Now they're just chasing down. The Cataclysm's coming through. And now Alturas will die. Sai will fall as well. This is going to be an 18-minute ace. This is going to be the Drake taken out for the side of Nine-Tailed Fox, and this is probably going to be a mid-inhib taken as well.
Riot, can you take a look at Aatrox healing real quick? Like, I'm pretty sure he started the fight out at 20% HP and he's back to full.
Yeah, just too hard said, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. I thought that was going to be a pick, honestly.
I thought it was going to be a pick, too. I saw more in ulti Aatrox at, like, the 20% threshold, but he just could not die.
And now, this is a 11k gold lead here for the side of Ninetale Fox Venom. Tremendous leads in every position. And now, with the Drake stacking off the table, this is looking to be a pretty clean victory here, unless Summit Esports is able to find a miracle.
6-1 Ashe, or 7-0 Ashe, 6-1 Lux. It's going to be really difficult to actually approach the enemy team, because as you see, the Bangadon is letting these enchanted crystal arrows off rip, and Phil is able to just follow up on it almost instantly. So it is a bit of a rough ask, but if somebody Esports is able to not get caught or actually turn the tables and catch them instead, then we might have a better chance of getting the kill. Oh boy.
Did you see that blast cone?
Oh boy. To make the wound even worse, he took the red buff too.
Maybe that was a global red buff?
No,
it wasn't.
It was the Draconic one.
Well, anyway, this is going to be an immediate 20-minute Baron here. Looks like Goblin is looking for the steal. Will the steal come through? Doesn't look like it.
Maybe. No. A man can dream, though, yeah?
And it looks like they're trying to make a dive happen here, but the minions are already gone, but DV4VP does not care. And that is what you want to see. Morn getting that 700 gold shutdown, and maybe this is the start of something beautiful.
Yeah, Lux Flash is also down, so if somebody Esports is able to hold down top lane from collapsing all the way to their, Nexus towers, like, they'll be in a good position for the next fight. It looks like they're
Are they trying to chase
something
down?
No. Especially since DV4VP and Morn don't have their ultimates right now, it's a little bit of a risky ask to try to catch them out. Not saying that they wouldn't pull the trigger, like, if they try to pull like an MLXG meme, if we're behind in gold, we always want to start a fight.
Oh, that meme?
Yeah.
Well, this is also the thing about taking an inhibitor so early, is that if you do not utilize it properly, it does allow the other team to get more gold funneled into them.
Yeah, because that's like 75 to 90 gold per super and minion killed.
Yeah, or if you're me, 0 and 0, because I can't last hit to save my life, so.
Bro, you play Mordekaiser and Vi support, you should be able to last hit those.
I'm talking about when I play ADC.
You win some and you lose some. 3 of Ninetale Fox are looking towards bot lane. They want to try to open up as much of the map as possible with their Baron buff. But Sai is not looking, or Sai is hoping that with all of his abilities that, there won't be as much damage.
Oh my god. That could have been bad. Just Too Hard does not care about this Scion, though. The Baron buff's still up. And the Aatrox healing is just coming through, and it's going to be so disgusting. This bot turret is probably going to fall. Goblin with no sums has to be so careful. And the Void Grub's coming through. And this is just so much poke, so much engaged potential, and Sai gets taken out. And now this is a Cataclysm coming through. Goblin is getting trapped. Bangadon is chasing through his legendary double kill for Bangadon. Can Morn get the reset? The answer is no. Bang It On will fall, but so will the base of Summit Esports, and this is going to be a 2-0 lead here in this best of 5 series for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom.
Ooh, that was, I don't know what to say about it. Summit Esports tried to do the lane swap, and while it did look good initially, that unfortunate level 2 tower dive did not work out in their favor, and because Scion was not quite in the position that the wave wanted to be, uh, Bang It On ended up getting 3 plates worth of gold within the first 5 minutes, and it just started snowballing from there. So it's a little unfortunate, but I think they definitely had a better idea of what they want to do. It's going to be a tough, road to trek, especially since Venom is playing around the map like extremely well. You see Pakken just walking in behind these, fog of war pockets and like catching people out from behind. Same with Phil. It's just really rough for someone esports to actually walk up at all to, farm or even poke. So hopefully they're able to, you know, possibly fix up their positioning or maybe try to get wards out in specific places to, avoid these really game impacting ganks. But there's only so much that can be done with how well Venom's playing right now.
For sure, for sure. And don't go anywhere, Summit fans, or, Nine-Tailed Venom fans. We will be back shortly with the Game 3 draft. Welcome back, Summit. Welcome back. We are here for game number 3 here of the Metashift Xenon Semifinals. Right now it is Summit Esports versus Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. And currently Nine-Tailed Fox Venom, they are up 2-0 against Summit Esports. We'll have to see if our boys over at Summit Esports are able to bring it back in this game 3. I'm Proton Plat player, joined by the wonderful Gargura. Sorry, Gargoomba.
You can call me either.
Gargura official, even though you're not the official Gargura. Anyways, Um, what adaptations do you think are going to happen for Summit Esports here to find victory in this game 3?
Well, personally, I would think we want to play something more mobile bot lane because if, as you can see from like any of the plays from either game 1 or game 2, uh, Venom with the Jarvan pick is just running over their bot lane, and because you're playing in mobile ADCs like Jinx, uh, once you get caught, it's either you have to burn Flash or Cleanse, or you're just dead. And I feel like having something more akin to like Zeri or Lucian, who can do a little bit more early while also having the mobility to escape from certain situations like that, would definitely be a much better choice for some of these sports, especially if they're looking to play towards these like mid to late game ADCs. Getting caught out early is not an option for them, or should not be an option rather.
Getting caught
Uh,
out. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
no, you're okay. I think the same kind of goes towards mid lane as well. It's just like there's been a lot of times where J4 is just hiding over in the brush somewhere, and because Sai walks a little too close or too far up in a certain position, uh, it also just gives a lot of gold towards Pekin and or Pakin.
Pokken,
Why am I thinking?
Pakin, who knows? Anyway,
I was thinking about Pekin Wolf, but yeah, it's just
Pekinor.
we really, yeah, Summit Esports just needs to figure out how to cut down these early game deaths because it's like
Well,
they're losing so
speaking
much
of
gold
which,
and XP of it.
speaking of which, they say this J4 is being too impactful. We're gonna be one J4. It's a safe pick. Takes away the J4 from Ninetale Fox Venom, who say, okay, well, we'll just pick somebody who can dash out of it, the Cataclysm. And also, Zac will be picked up here. First Zac appearance of this series. Could be Zac Jungle, could be Zac Top. What do you think?
It could also be Zac mid or Zac support. Not that it's
Zac
those aren't
ADC?
at... after the Zeri pick already. Actually, you know what? We played against a Zeri jungle before, but that's besides the point. But I definitely think the Zac is a really good flex pick for top and mid jungle right now, and it's going to be really difficult to figure out where it's going. Uh, looks like Summit Esports does respond with an early game
Brand?
champion. Ooh, the Brand pick. Now that could be support or mid lane or jungle, although obviously
It's not
with
going
the
to be
J4.
jungle. It's not going to be jungle. So
No,
this is either
no,
mid or support. Yeah, actually,
listen,
it's Brand Jungle, J4 mid.
listen, alright? You're a J4 support connoisseur. It might be going down there too.
Yeah, but I don't know. Who knows?
And the Janna in response.
Yeah, Janna, but Janna's a really good pick into the Nyla and into the J4. So good adaptation. Well, good drafting, I should say. Not really an adaptation from Ninetale Fox Venom, and also some interesting picks here for Summit Esports. Poor DV4VP, never going to get to play this Mordekaiser or this Ornn.
They don't want to have him on the Ornn.
He's too powerful to be kept alive.
And I definitely think they took a page out of your book. Mordekaiser just ulting the ADC is not fun for anybody except for the Mordekaiser. The Silas ban though does. Yep, the Malphite ban's right there. But it definitely did look like they might have looked for a Malphite angle. So at least getting the Silas out of here to prevent the early game burst, as well as just being annoying overall, is a really good choice. But the set ban comes out as well. That still could be a Zac top, so that might not be a ban that's gonna be put into play, but you never know. What are your thoughts of what's going on so far?
I think this R4 is going to tell us a lot. I think it's going to tell us really what's going on in this game, because unless it's just a mid lane pick. No, it's an Aatrox, so yeah, this is going to be Zac Jungle.
It could be Aatrox mid.
Stop.
I'm not even cooking with that one.
Stop.
Aatrox mid is a thing.
Stop.
What do you mean?
Stop. Okay, well, we'll have to see what gets picked against this Aatrox mid, then. No. Aatrox top, Zac Jungle. And this is... We'll have to see where this brand's going, though. I'm curious. It could could be brand support.
A Shen
Shen,
comes
4
up.
DV, 4 VP, a classic.
So it's looking more like Protect the Nyla, kind of. Depending on whether or
Yeah,
not it's a brand
protect
support
the
or...
protect the Nyla, and then J4 comes in, uses the Cataclysm, the brand uses the ultimate, and you know, if anyone tries to jump on the Nyla, they just get burned to death with those 1,000 exploding circles.
If Brand runs Rylai's too, like, it's going to be super hard for them to move around the map. The Soraka comes out.
Soraka. So, fighting ADCs and their Enchanter supports. And this is going to be the mid lane pick here. So now that they realize that it... Well, I'm pretty sure they knew, but now that they have confirmed that it is a brand mid, what will Pokken pick up?
Hey, do you remember when Soraka mid used to be a thing?
I've probably blocked that out of my memory. Nico.
Ooh, the Nico. That's a really good pick.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Zac kind of sounds awful to play against, so... But...
Nico definitely also... Oh, sorry, you go first.
I'm just going to say that I do think that if some of these sports can't win with this draft, they can't win with any draft, because I really like this draft, though. I really think that this is the draft that could start the comeback.
Yes, Shen ults and Soraka W, just keeping Soraka or Nyla and Brand alive as long as possible is definitely going to be a great boon for some of these sports. But you also have to see Zac, Aatrox, and Nico are going to run down any sort of engaged attempt some of these sports might try. And if they're unable to get this early lead to prevent them from accomplishing all those really dangerous team fights, then it might be a really good look for Nine-Tailed Fox Venom.
Well, we'll have to see after this draft. And the champion select and the spectator delay. Do not go anywhere. This could be the final game for Summit Esports, or this could be the beginning of the comeback. Stay tuned. Welcome one, welcome all to maybe the last game for Summit Esports here in the Metashift Xenon series. I'm Proton Plat Player, joined by Gargoomba. We've seen some draft differences coming into this game 3. How do you think you're going to play out in this game, Gar?
Well, hopefully Summit Esports start pulling up the aggression a little bit better. It looks like David or DV4VP is looking to be a little bit more aggressive on Just Too Hard. As you know, Shen is a really strong early game champion compared to Aatrox, so he wants to try to push up that lead as much as possible. I think the same kind of goes for the bot lane of Goblin Alterus. The early game advantage they have is a little bit better than Zarijana, although I don't know the matchup too well to say so for certain, but we'll see for certain. But yeah, I think some of these sports better start playing around the map a little bit better, because if we take game 1 and game 2 as an example, Ninetail Fox are just going to run around the game with how much they're roaming.
Definitely. I do think that the bot lane for Summit Esports has a much better chance here to be able to succeed and, find a lead. Already trades going through both ways. And just with the Nyla XP advantage that her passive gives, there is a possibility for this lane to, become a runaway success here for Summit Esports. Already getting a lot of good damage down.
Happening on just a lot of trading here in the bot lane. Yeah, it's just auto attacking. Maybe some ability is being thrown, but
maybe some southern spells.
I don't know why the ghost came out, but hey, better safe than sorry, right?
It was immediately pinged out too by the side of Summit when it was used, but it looks like Morn is looking to counter jungle, and with Cryo here for Summit Esports, this could be a successful counter gank or counter jungle.
And just like with the brief glance we saw, Sai also had a mid prio going for him too. So Summit Esports definitely were ready to collapse on the Jarvan if need be.
It looks like Goblin wants to go in, has the level 3 advantage, but Bangadon is masterfully dodging these abilities.
Yeah, well played. I don't think Alteris expected Bangadon to actually walk up towards the Soraka as the Starfall came down, but it worked out in the end, and Alteris took a little bit more damage than he probably was expecting.
But the Soraka sustain is in there, so Goblin and Alteris will remain healthy.
Oh, it looks like Phil is gonna take the top scuttle. He's probably he's probably gonna look towards mid lane because you can see Sai is extremely pushed up right now.
Yeah, playing against the brand is just, it's the most miserable experience ever. You just get burnt and you get poked out. And I mean, Pawkin's taking it on the chin, going 1-for-1 with this CS here, so it looks like Phil, if DV continues to, be in that lane positioning, won't be in too much of danger, but if he decides to push up anymore, there could be a look there for Phil. And it looks like the side of Ninetale Fox Venom knows that something's going on with Morn. Ghost being used here. This might be a gank. Oh, I think this is a kill. First blood given over to Sai, a solo kill. And now
just
Phil.
hard DCs.
Oh my. Combat pause.
That's a bit of yikers.
But I mean, it was for the top laners, not.
Yeah.
Yeah, top lane crashed.
Yeah, it does look like Phil burnt his flash, so right after this unpause, if Sai is lucky enough, like, they can just flash out in any danger, because it did look like...
No flash on the Zac.
They barely have any HP. I don't know if the Elastic Slingshot is available right now, but if it is, probably should start looking into it.
The stun coming through. Yeah. Oh man, this is in so much suspense right here.
I don't think that Pillar of Flame is gonna hit just...
No, it's gonna hit, but I'm talking about whether Sai is gonna be safe, whether there's gonna be Elastic Slingshot. We can look.
We'll find out.
Elastic Slingshot's up. Gar. Elastic Slingshot's up.
Oh no. Oh.
Okay, but not gonna be used though. Just too much damage.
Yeah, that brand damage is insane early game. And unlike...
Goblin's going in,
Goblin.
But... Oh no.
And Pokken picks up Morn after TP back to mid lane. A little bit of an unfortunate overstay.
But Bangadon is doing a really good job of just, like, baiting in Goblin and Alteris and dodging abilities and just zoning out, using the auto spacing really well, and will immediately pick up an Executioner's, and a Cole is just in it for the long run here.
Oh, here comes Packin. Sai flashes out of the ultimate though, and takes a lot of damage in response to it. Will Sai look for it? No, not in range, but Executioners being picked up from Bangadon is a really good investment, especially since Nyla and Soraka benefit from healing a lot. So being able to cut down 40% of it, like off rip, is a really good buy for him. Do keep in mind that because Nyla does give the XP bonus, they're gonna hit level 6 earlier than Bangadon, assuming that the amount of XP being received is about the same. So I think with Goblin's aggressiveness right now, he's probably gonna try to get a cheeky level 6 fight going before they can get their level 6.
Yeah, but that might be exactly what the Flame and Bangadon want to happen. This Janna could really frustrate the efforts of Goblin and Alteris.
Packin might be walking down towards spot lane. They don't have any vision of him outside of the ward in the bottom mid brush. But, it's a Nico. It's going to be a little scary. It looks like Morn might actually trying to be wrapping around here. Probably just checking out to see if there's any counter jungling opportunities, but there is none at Gromp. He might find something at Wolves. Phil tries to look for a gank on Sai, but is unsuccessful and takes half of his HP in response.
Yeah, the Sork shoes are out for Sai, doing a lot of magic damage. And especially, I believe Rin has percent HP on his abilities, right?
Only on the passive.
Only on the passive, yeah.
Regardless, that is a lot of damage from the passive, though. And the one thing about mid brands that's different from the atypical support brand before, brand jungle was a thing, is that since you're able to get mana back from killing minions affected by his passive, Sai can just keep endlessly Wing into Eing the minion wave and getting his mana back.
And Cataclysm coming through, and this is the opportunity that we're looking for. The bounce from the brand ability, but also the Let's Bounce coming through. And Just Too Hard is trying to 1v3. Maybe has bitten off more than he can chew. Morn will have to flash, though. Just Too Hard still has the flash, but flash is way too late. That's going to be a double kill here for DV4VP.
The Soraka ult did come out there at the last second to help DV4VP take a few more tower shots than needed. So, Alteris also grants themselves a little bit... Oh, wait, no, they didn't get the assist trade. I thought they would. But regardless, that was a huge pickup for some of these sports. And now they've established themselves the first gold lead in the series of 1.5k, actually.
But this is exactly what I was talking about during the draft, is this brand and this J4 work together so well. Like peanut butter and jelly on a sandwich. They just, taste really good together.
Goblin's taking a lot of poke damage trying to get this minion wave unfrozen. Not sure if it's going to be worth it, especially since Phil is bot lane right now and they're looking to take the dragon as bot lane resets.
I mean, Bangadon is just going to continue to shove that through with the E. And should be first Drake given over to Ninetale Fox Venom. DV4VP for his part with the gold he got. The massive influx of gold, he got himself a Bammy Cinder. So
I wish he went to the Titanic Hydra to actually, push this lead as much as possible. But for the sake of the team comp that they're going for, they want to have DV4VP as tanky as possible.
He's just an old bot, Gar. He doesn't get to have agency. Oh, Cataclysm coming through, and Morn is saying, "You're trapped in here with me." Packin will flash away, but is gonna be so dang low.
Phil was looking to try to make a counter engage, but Packen is just way too low to actually make this worthwhile. We'll see if Phil actually wants to go for it, but they're gonna take their backs. Unless Sai walks up a little too close.
Sai has to be really careful here. Oh
no!
The combo, but that's the brand ultimate coming through. Now Sai on a killing spree, and Phil is burning down. Will use the elastic slingshot, but Alturas is there to save his mid laner, and this is going to be another 2 kills here for the side of Summit Esports. The Wambulance. Oh, beautiful engage there, but a little bit of anti-synergy, and now this Gianna will fall 7-1 here, and a 2K gold lead for Summit Esports.
That's exactly what we were talking about. Goblin wanted to get an aggressive play going, and seeing Zeri and Janna grouped up, he took that opportunity to flash ult, and with DV4VP backing it up, it was a clean kill onto the Flame.
This Nyla seeing a lot more success than the Jinx.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more aggressive and mobile than the Jinx, and it's proving to be a lot better fitting for what the comp wants for some esports. Uh-oh.
Oh no, Alturas might be caught here. It's not what you want to see. Ninetale Fox Venom will double their amount of kills.
Phil is forced to jump out from the grub pit, but I do believe he was able to secure 1 of them before he left.
So he has 4. So yeah, 1 before he left.
Yeah. And with the recent grub changes, you only need 4 grubs in order to get 1 of the, little void mites. So it's going to be a little bit more.
I forgot about that change. Thank you for reminding me.
Morn is looking over this wall. He's ready for this dive. But unfortunately, whether or not he knew Phil was there, he backs off.
I think it's just because Pokken cleared the wave.
Yeah. Just Too Hard is looking to fight DV4VP.
Oh, Morn's gonna get spotted out in the ward. Just Too Hard, I think, is trying to bait this out. But nice CC chain. Sundered Sky Healing comes through. Just Too Hard gets the 2nd Q, gets the 3rd Q. The heal from the Soraka
does come through.
Soraka will come through, but Sundered Sky is just so obnoxious. But they will finally take down Just Too Hard. Maybe got a little too confident in his healing abilities.
One thing that I wanted to point out is that they waited for Just Too Hard's Conqueror to run out initially, because before that fight started, he was at full stacks fighting DV4VP earlier. So he wasn't able to get the Conqueror healing started as early as he wanted. But, as you said, the Sundered Sky... It's caught out.
He's gonna get caught out. I think he has passive though.
He does have passive, but will he have enough time to jump out? His entire team is ready to back him up.
But this is exactly what Sai wants to see. Oh no, it's gonna be a firestorm!
Oh no!
Oh my god, it's gonna be a slaughter. Megadon will fall. The flame, Phil will fall. Pokken will fall. It's gonna be 3 kills given over to Summit Esports. 11-2 the score now.
Mord's looking to make this a 4-for-0 there, but yeah, Phil gets caught out by Sai, and as you saw, he was ready to jump out before Ultra Silence comes straight in, and he wasn't able to do anything. I honestly thought this might have been a bad look because the rest of Ninetale Fox were ready to come in through the brush, but as you know, you never want to stack against a Brand, and just like as they wanted, Brand just did so much damage. Megadon forced to flash away from the Moor, and here comes Phil.
Oh,
Goblin
no.
is knocked up.
This might be an overextension here. Oh, never mind. The Zac doesn't have passive. Doesn't have that cell division, and so he will fall. But Pokken is behind, but Sai is here as well. Will they get fooled? It doesn't look like they will get fooled, and now Pokken is behind enemy lines, but Goblin The shutdown goes over to the Janna, though. That's still a shutdown. The Flame will have to get out. DV misses the taunt. This will allow Bang It On to escape. And now Just Too Hard is here. This might be the opportunity that they're looking for. This Aatrox does do a lot of damage. The crash comes through. Bang It On will run out the ultimate eventually. And
this brand damage,
that brand damage with the slow. Phil is here. Pawkins looking
here
for
comes Nico.
Oh no. Sai will fall, and this might be too much for Summit Esports. The TP's coming through, but DV is just gonna have to run away. We'll have to waste that teleport. Shutdown's given over. Now it's only a 1.5k gold lead for Summit Esports.
That was a disaster. They tried to kill. They got the Zac kill earlier on, but with some unfortunate circumstances, they tried to fight too much, and Goblin gets caught out from the Zeri W, gets slowed, and because they were looking towards the Nico initially, Alturas was not there with Goblin to support him at all, and so Goblin dies first, and it starts like snowballing from there. Sai was on the side, and even though they dealt as much damage as possible, Nico was ready to just catch him on surprise and forces a one-for-one trade.
Yeah, I think it's just an overcorrection there for Summit Esports. They're saying we are not getting enough out of our leads or in our previous games where we had leads to begin with. And so they're just trying to milk as much gold as possible out. They overextend, and that allows the opportunity there. It was a great look for Ninetales Fox Venom to find that, but ultimately Summit Esports is the one who allowed them to get the opportunity there. So they're going to have to clean up their gameplay if they want to stay in the lead in this game 3.
Just Too Hard's trading with DV4BP. It's not looking too great for Shen since he doesn't really have any trading tools compared to having to deal with the Sundered Sky Aatrox. But so long as he doesn't die, it's kind of, you know, as substantial to make sure that this tower doesn't blow up. DV does go in with the taunt Q, but it's mostly just looking to poke.
Yeah, Just Too Hard. Getting pretty dang low. The Sunfire Shen can't really fight. I think Goblin has to be respectful here. Phil is here, and Pokken with this Nico ultimate can do a lot of damage.
Even if it's not the damage, the amount of CC that Zac and Nico can provide in a succession is just going to be really difficult for Goblin to live that at all. Warren's looking to clear the red buff. It is still Draconic right now since it isn't 20 minutes just yet. So next iteration of red buff will be shared towards everyone.
I wonder if the support will pick it up this time. No, it will be picked up by Nyla.
That was still so funny. Blast comes away, Goblin, and then steals the red buff.
So, about a 1k gold lead here, but not even that, about 800 for the side of Summit Esports. And with this turret gonna get taken out, this is going to basically even up the gold.
Yeah, there's only so much that Summit Esports can do right now, because it looks like they're trying to look towards a Baron Force. But with how dangerous Aatrox has been in the side lane, like before the last dragon fight, he was splitting topside and he got the first tower.
Pokken might be caught out here. Flashes, but not really a great flash. Will do a lot of damage, but ultimately not enough. And it will be a kill for Sai. And speaking of Baron, guess what's coming up in 10 seconds?
Baron! DV is forced to stay bot lane though for now. It doesn't look like Ninetales Fox are looking to contest the Baron if Summit Esports decide to go for it. But just the fact that DV is forced to go in. Robin tries to go in but misses. Here comes Phil, jumping in.
It's going to be a
the
turret
mid-tower.
dive, and Goblin will fall, and
Oh my goodness.
that's the ADC experience right there.
I respect the engage, but the Nilo just takes a little too long to activate, and so both of them are able to just either walk out, dash out, whatever the situation may be, and he's unable to get anything for it, and so he's just punished heavily afterwards. So great job on Venom for, you know, punishing the opportunity that was missed from some of these sports, and now they've brought themselves a little bit closer towards that gold lead that they were behind in.
Again, about only 800 gold lead here for some of these sports, which at 21 minutes, not really saying a whole lot. This Zeri is getting stronger. This Aatrox is getting stronger, and this Zac is gonna get a heck of a lot tankier.
I wouldn't know, Zac.
Oh no, DV!
DV!
What are you doing, brother? That is obvious. Oh, what did I just watch?
Oh my goodness.
The great escape right there. That's crazy.
The Chemtech blast plants are crazy this game. Sai hits the Pillar of Flame onto Phil, but not much will happen after that. They are looking to hopefully punish anyone that might walk up either in the jungle or mid lane.
Oh no, Pocket was... That's the disaster engage right there, but the heals are coming through. A beautiful 3-man ultimate from Goblin, but Goblin's going to fall. Morn is trying to finish off Bangadon, but it won't happen. The Aatrox keeps on resetting, and now this is going to be a double kill for the Aatrox, who is somehow full HP, gets a triple kill. They're all so low. It's such a tragedy. No. The Flame. Oh my goodness. That is so unlucky for Sai and Summit.
DV still has ultimate, but I don't think he had the time to activate it on, you know, Nyla or Sai.
Oh
so no shield will be granted to either of them. That was... Wow. Packen, great job playing around the vision.
Wait, what was Packen even disguised as? Because I didn't notice that. Was that a ward?
I think it was a ward, yeah.
Man, the Nico after the rework, that was, you know, you have so much creative play potential. That was really great by Packen. But ultimately, like, that is so tragic if you're on the side of Summit because so many low health members.
Yeah, Aatrox was healing through it all with the Sundered Sky, and so the backline for Summit Esports was just split between, you know, having to deal with a blob Zac and then Aatrox just running them down. So Sai was doing as much damage as possible with the AoE that Brand can provide, but at the end of the day, they just so barely lost that with, you know, everyone being at like 20 HP.
Pokken might be caught out here, but the Blast Cone might be the saving grace. Morn is smart enough, not the Cataclysm. We'll be in no real danger there. Blast Cone will get used. And 1.5k gold lead here for the side of Nine-Tailed Fox Venom now. Back in the gold lead for another game. But again, with these team fights, this could go any way, either way.
Yeah, it's still going like whoever engages first is gonna win the fight, and as you saw, Packen was able to get behind him, disguised as a ward or whatever it was, and that just kind of started the
Oh my goodness, we have a fight going through, but Goblin's already burning down a huge shield. Can the Shen get there in time? Just barely, and maybe this is the time for Summit Esports to turn it around. Phil is healing so much. Goblin is just going to get mauled by Just Too Hard, who is now unstoppable, and this is going to be maybe a Baron look here. Sai, no ultimate to be seen, already used it, and now this is going to be so difficult for Summit Esports.
They're going to have to play this as carefully as possible. So long as Brand isn't caught out, this might be an angle for them to just wait and fight. But, you know, Nine-Tailed Fox knows this. They don't want the Brand to get free hits in, so they're going to try to zone him off as much as possible. Uh-oh.
And now Phil's coming through, won't find the knockup, but just too hard will zone out DV4 VP. Phil is just healing so much. There's no... what is the mage anti-heal item called? Not Murillo Nomicon, the Oblivion Orb. There's no Oblivion Orb here for Sai, so Phil is just getting the ability to heal so much.
Aatrox is looking. They do catch out Phil, but I don't think he's gonna die.
Yeah, Phil is so dang tanky with the Janna shields, with everything. The Spirit Visage.
It's looking real rough for some of the esports now. Granted, Sai is doing a lot of damage towards their tanks, which is what they need, but because they don't have any anti-heal, it's just going to be rough trying to, you know, burst them down as the fight goes on, because they have Janna healing with, you know, Zac healing, Aatrox healing. Like, there's so much healing going around, and if they don't one-shot them initially, like, the fight's going to look real gross, like, after the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, once all the burst is down for some of the esports, the sustain game comes through for the Aatrox and the Zac, and again, no Oblivion Orb. The only anti-heal on the side of Summit Esports is that Thornmail, but all you gotta do is just not hit the Shen.
Easier said than done when Shen taunts you.
That's true. That is true. Goblin might be looking for something. But Bangadon might be catching out Goblin? No. Okay. But he is taking a lot of damage.
They don't have vision on the rest of their team, so they could be waiting behind the Raptor bit or something. So Bangadon is showing a little bit of discipline to make sure that they don't run down, you know.
If that was me, I would have hopped right in.
Somehow you'd make that play still work out.
You can see Pokken TP'd in for this soul fight. See what Pokken actually disguises as. Oh, it's disguised as a control ward. Let me... Right here. That's the control ward right there. That's Pokken. That is Pokken.
Hopefully one of them W's it or something.
They
know. They know. They do have the... Actually, they didn't have the ward back
Oh
then,
no!
But... Oh no!
Oh no! It's the Wombo combo! And that is not what Summit Esports needed, and Goblin's gonna have to flash out, have to get away, but it's already a double kill for Phil, and now the Zeri's going to chase him down. The explosions will come through. Bangadon might burn down, but is healing, is sustaining a little bit. Oh, will fall.
Leandry's ticks off.
But too many members dead and dismembered on the side of Summit Esports, and this is probably going to be the Chemtech Soul.
Yeah, that was not the look you wanted. Nico landed a really good, I'm not even going to know what the name of the E is, but the E hits 3 of them.
I know,
because
it's not the Pop Blossom. I think that's the Q. Let's look. Let's investigate.
Like something rude.
Tangle Barbs. Oh,
I am so off.
Pop Blossom's the ultimate. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Tangle Barbs.
But yeah, the Tangle Barb comes in, and not only does it hit 3 people, but since it already hit 2 targets, anything afterwards gets rooted for an extended amount of time. I'm pretty sure Rob was the third, or Goblin was the 3rd member hit, so they were just stuck there for like 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And as you saw, Phil was waiting in Dragon Pit already, and it was just, you know, a recipe for disaster for some of these sports.
So almost 30 minutes here. About a 3k gold lead for the side of Ninetale Fox Venom. Not nearly as much as in previous games. However, you have to think from the momentum shift from this game that with the Chemtech Soul, that intrinsic gold, it's looking tough here for some of these sports. They can still definitely do it. They got strong ADC and strong mid laner. But man, it's going to be a tough battle.
I'm so flabbergasted right now. Ninetale Fox is playing these fights perfectly. As I said from the draft, like, Ninetale Fox are playing around Vision so well that Summon Esports is just not able to respond in time because they can't see everyone. And so you have catches like these where either Nico or Zach are able to jump onto an unsuspecting Brand or Nyla, and they just start running down the fight afterwards. And so unless Summon Esports is able to catch someone out first and prevent the wombo from happening, it's just going to be a rough road out here.
Just too hard. Has the TP. Doesn't have flash though. It's just going to continue to be a split push threat while the side of Ninetale Fox Venom begins to set up this Baron.
I don't think Chemtech Soul is as good as it used to be, you know, considering the last one used to be like a...
You turned into a zombie. Yeah, you turned into a zombie. That, you know, the one that was so broken they removed it after like a month.
I don't know who plays tested that and thought that was a good idea.
It was a Rengar player for sure. Don't you remember? Permanent camouflage.
That was also dumb, man. I thought the camo zones were funny, but...
No, I thought they were stupid.
They were funny until they were stupid, you know? Which was like 8 days.
Like, one day.
Yeah. And then you realize, hey, maybe not being able to use, you know, normal wards for like half of the map is not a good idea.
Yeah, it was a change made by Big Control Ward, you know? The stocks went up on that one.
75 gold investments. Buy them low. To see a Nico clone just recalled, but... Actually, wait, no, that was a Zeri clone.
It was a Nico clone of Zeri.
There we go. But... there's... The kills might be even, though the gold certainly isn't,
okay.
And... It's looking like Ninetale Fox wants to wrap this up with a Baron take. They're warding up the blue side. Blue side's blue side.
I don't want to say anything, but there's still no anti-heal on the mid or on the ADC here for Summit Esports.
Yeah. Aatrox doesn't really auto-attack that much either, so the Thornmail on Shen will only be so useful. And what's worse is that since DV4VP isn't always at the fights at the start, whenever the healing is really needed, it's not going to be as impactful as they might think.
Okay, finally an Executioner's picked up here for Goblin. He finally heard my pleas and my cries. But Sai is the one who could make the difference here with Oblivion Orb, with the Brand passive damage, with the Leandries. Like... that Oblivion Orb effect would be basically on all the members permanently. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage from the Zeri.
What items does Zeri have? Kraken into IE, it's a Mortal Reminder. I thought Zeri's usually run Static Shiv, no?
I'm personally not a fan of Static Shiv Rush on Zeri, or any ADC for that fact.
Really?
No, but this is like the heavy hitting Zeri build. This isn't the go fast and be an annoying little bug Zeri build.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to think. Summon Esports needs to be in an angle where Ninetale Fox somehow isn't expecting them, and Sai gets a huge chunk of AoE going so that Goblin can pick them off. But
oh no, this is the miracle engage, and already Sai is dead, doesn't even get the ult off, and now this is going to be a little bit of a slaughter double kill, and this is already me 3 members down. Cataclysm will come through, but more will get chased down, will be slain, and already there's a minion wave here for the side of Ninetale Fox Venom, and they're going to want to run it down. The death timers are long enough that I think they will be able to end this game. Just too hard, and Phil are just too tanky.
Yeah, Packen hit himself as a minion this time, and they weren't expecting it. He got the Flash Protobelt ult in, and catches out 3 members for Summon Esports, and that just signed their death deal right there.
So this will be a 3-0 for the side of Ninetale Fox Venom.
They will be moving on to the finals of the Metashift Xenon division. They knock out Summit Esports, unfortunately, the team that we were rooting for, but what can you do? Ninetale Fox just played it better, especially Pokken. Man, those
Pokken was
engages.
smurfing it.
3-7-2. The KDA doesn't show it, but basically the MVP that game. And this will be the end of the road here for this season for Summit Esports. I think they made it further than, a lot of people were expecting them, especially after the early performances. But do you have anything to say, Gar, to Summit, to Ninetale Fox, to the viewers, to just anything?
That's too many people. I can't handle that. To Nine-Tailed Fox members and viewers, you guys played really well. Thanks for playing us. I'm sure we're gonna learn a lot for Summit Esports the next time. Just you guys played it really well. There's a lot of opportunities that we definitely could have capitalized on, but you guys just were playing around the maps a lot better, and because of all these advantages that you guys kept making for yourselves, that you were able to snowball the game. And even after game 3, like the start that we had, you guys came back from it, and you won the series 3-0. So great job to you guys for Nine-Tailed Fox. Summit Esports, we'll get them next time. Don't feel too bad about this one, because there's only so much that we can do at one time. So once we start practicing again and all that, like, we'll be able to show up better than before. So yeah.
Yeah, Summit strong. Remember that this is the only thing that Summit Esports does. Discord.gg/Summit Esports. You can also probably find that link on our QR codes, on our Twitch links. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel. And hey, if you're interested in the Summit Premier League, we also will probably have streams coming up for that soon. Once some teams have some sane scheduling.
Hey, 10:30 at night is a perfectly sane
Anyway,
time.
thank you for casting with me, Gargoomba. I want to say big shout out to Summit Esports for, signing up for with a team, and we put our best foot forward, and maybe we'll have more teams. We'll be expanding, and I think the future will be bright. Good luck, Ninetale Fox Venom, into the finals. But this will be the last time we see the Summit Esports team for the foreseeable future, at least for probably a few months. And I've been Proton Plat Player, and that was Gargoomba, and we had a great time casting. We'll see you all eventually. Probably have a great night.